You're watching Como News at 6.
Powerful new video shows patients under attack at Western State Hospital, this time at the hands of staff members.
Como investigator John Humbert obtained the footage that's never been seen publicly until now. John?
Well, these few seconds don't define the work that goes on inside the 800-bed facility. They reveal dangers to both patients and staff. The stories and video give a perspective no one has seen before.
And I have problems with word order. I have problems with numbers, difficulties when I read, especially if I do anything quickly.
Kimberly Chadwick sits outside the grounds of Western State Hospital, thinking about her recovery, the trauma still raging inside her mind, her life before the violence, a jumble of memories and emotions.
It's nowhere near what I'm used to being able to do.
Chadwick isn't one of the patients at the mental hospital. She's one of their psychologists, sidelined 9 months ago when she was attacked by a patient at Western.
Pushed me back into the wall, and then he picked up the chair that was next to him and overhanded it into me. I think it was 12 stitches total, but split all the way to the bone.
Chadwick says it caused brain damage, confusion, and she still isn't able to perform her job of giving court testimony. She isn't alone.
I tore 2 ligaments in the shoulder.
She actually grabbed my hair over the top of my head.
I've had back surgery from a takedown. I've broken a couple fingers.
Story after story of nurses and security officers trying to stay safe on understaffed wards with growing tensions.
Constantly working short.
Sometimes the violence goes the other way, as seen in these newly released videos of 2 staff on patient attacks. March 2015, security attendant Fred Brown gets up and goes running after a patient's scuffle turns into a brawl. Staff put a spit mask on the patient, and Brown helped haul him into a private secured room. That's when court records and internal reports obtained by the Como investigators say Brown removed the mask and was spit on. That led to Brown holding down the patient with a knee on his chest and a finger on his throat. Then he nearly came to blows with colleagues trying to get him out of the room.
Good afternoon, Eric Trail for Mr. Brown.
Brown was charged with simple assault. His trial begins in June. A second video shows a patient come face-to-face with security staffer Zaldi Frago. He takes a swing at him. The 2 exchange blows, and the patient is taken down. In what a report called possible patient abuse, Frago appears to kick the downed patient. While many co-workers support Frago, the hospital did not. New CEO Cheryl Strange told us this is an extremely disturbing incident and unacceptable behavior by someone charged with caring for very vulnerable patients with mental illness. Western State Hospital patients have the right to safety, quality treatment, and at all times to be treated with dignity and respect. Frago was fired in March. Keeping cool with sometimes volatile patients can be a challenge.
They have a tendency to be unpredictable.
Elijah Sachs says it's innocent until proven guilty for Brown, Frago, and others. After suffering a torn rotator cuff, he fights to keep patients and staff safe.
Make sure all our workers go home in one piece every night. That's the goal.
Each one of these represents a staff person that's had an approved assault.
The union says assault reports dropped by nearly half last year. Workers tell us they don't want the hassle and stress of medical checks, employment paperwork, and more.
You're just going to have to live with it.
I'm going to get hurt. It's not going to matter. Why should I even bother?
So a lot of people make a conscious decision not to fill out assault paperwork. I know I'm guilty of it myself.
So the numbers don't reflect the reality, one where healing sick minds can lead to injury. And somehow, despite the pain, decades of giving can be worth it.
It's just one hell of a place to work. You have to really love the population. And I do.
Now, Western State is still negotiating with the federal government on how best to bring in an independent monitor for big reforms. The governor's budget called for 51 new nursing positions to help some of those staff shortfalls, but the hospital already can't find hires for 150 jobs. The tough task there continues. John Humbert, Como Investigators.